Hi there. We're going to take a look at comparison or contrast writing, and specifically how to construct a thesis statement and its support to write one of these styles. Now, with comparison and contrast writing, this is one of the writing styles that gets confused really easily. Sometimes people try to mesh the two together and to write a single piece that includes how things are similar, comparison, and how things are different, contrast, into one piece of writing. Typically, that gets pretty muddy pretty quickly, so you don't want to do that. You want your writing to be really clear and not a convoluted mess. And one of the worst ways to do a thesis statement for comparison contrast writing is to write something to the effect of, these two things are similar and different. Never works out well. It just never comes across. So what we're going to look at is how to take these two items, comparison and contrast, separate them out, write solid thesis statements for either one, and then also how to support that. So let's start off by taking a look at comparison writing. In comparison writing, we want to show how two or more things are similar to each other. Our example for our purposes here are showing how cats and dogs both make pretty good pets. So with comparison writing, we're going to show how the two are similar. Here we're showing that they're both, one is friendly, one is interesting. Those are pretty similar. One is comforting, one is cuddly. Those are pretty similar too. So here you can see that in our dogs column, they match up pretty well to the items in our cats column. Two animals are pretty similar to each other. In our contrast writing, we're going to do the opposite. We're going to show how they're actually very different from each other, okay? In our dogs column here, we're showing that they're friendly and that they're dependent upon people. In our cats column, we're showing that they only like their own owners and they find humans to be really annoying. So we're showing here how the two kinds of animals are different from each other. All of our support then is going to demonstrate how they're different. We're not going to muddy the waters by mixing in anything about their similarities. We're only going to focus in on their differences. Let's take a look here at some thesis statements. We've got some theses for you on comparison writing, so how things are similar. Let's take a look at these. First example, although some dog owners may disagree, cats can be just as friendly as dogs. Okay, great. So we've got two animals, both pretty friendly. Regardless of which choice you make, a cat or dog will make you equally happy. Okay, good. So positive end result there, and that you'll be happy whether you have a cat or have a dog. And then our simple example down here at the end, I think that a cat or a dog will work perfectly well for our family. Okay, good. So that works out pretty well. All of our support for either of these papers is going to have to match with the thesis statement. So like I said, don't mix things up. Don't get confusing by including a bunch of contrast information. Just show how the two are similar. Let's take a look now at comparison writing. We've got a couple of different theses for this. Although cat owners love their pets, cats are unsocial, unfriendly, and inferior pets to dogs. Ouch. That's a tough thesis statement. That one is really powerful, really strong, and definitely going to ruffle some feathers amongst the cat lovers out there. But that one is going to start off a paper that's really going to push hard for getting a dog instead of a cat. Let's take a look at the second example. When considering friendliness, ease of care, and training, cats far outrank dogs as the better pet. Okay, so now here we have the opposite viewpoint of where dogs make the better pet. So in this one, we're going to see that all of the information in the paper is going to be supporting that thesis. That's the easy way that you match up your support with your thesis statement. Everything supports the thesis, okay? And our final example here, having considered the facts, I have decided that having a cat would be a much better choice than a dog. Okay, so we've got a specific example here specific to a particular person or a particular family. All of the support then is going to be specific to that person or that family related to which animal to get. So as you can see here with thesis statements for compare or contrast papers, you want to keep them separate. You don't want to do that dull thesis statement of cats and dogs are similar and different. It just sounds terrible and it doesn't say anything of value. So we don't want to do that. We want a really strong thesis statement that's going to start off a paper really well, and that all of the support is going to be there to hold up throughout the entire paper, regardless of whether that's a short answer, whether it's a memo, whether it's a letter, or a full paper. Hope this is helpful to your writing.